Our mind is the ultimate problem creator. It's wired to be. That's how we have been designed to predict danger. And this is particularly prevalent for anybody who has had, I suppose, negative past experiences, which increase the likelihood of predicting negativity in future events, future situations, future relationships. Much of the way in which we interpret our lives is based on our past experiences. It's based on our conditioning, based on our belief, based on our assumptions, our predictions, our expectations, and our faulty hypotheses. And being aware of this is so important because frequently we are creating problems that are possibly never going to materialize. We are living in a state of anxiety, unnecessarily so, and we are experiencing fear that is unnecessary. Now, the thing is, our ego defenses, our anxiety, our, I suppose, negative, catastrophic predictions are there to protect us. It's not like as if we're doing them just for the sake of it, but ultimately they can hold us back in life and cause us so much pain and distress. So it is essential that we become aware of some of our, I suppose, internal narratives, our stories and our convictions and beliefs, so that we can step out of the story and become more discerning about what is actually going on. Now, this can be extremely difficult because, first of all, we feel like as if we're the ones that are thinking these thoughts and experiencing these experiences. They feel 100% real. And so it can be really difficult for us to distinguish between what is our assumptions, what is our interpretation, and what is reality. The mind does not want to, I suppose, have to deal with the fact that it may be providing us with inaccurate information. And so oftentimes we will experience resistance when we start to try and challenge some of our thinking patterns. Creating an awareness of some of our ego defenses that tell us that we need to be liked, that we need to be successful, that we need to be whatever it is that we believe that we need to be, can be really difficult. I mean, ultimately they have been put in place in order to protect us at some stage, and so we can become really attached to them and really struggle when it comes to surrendering and laying our defenses down. Likewise, when it comes to becoming more aware of our thinking patterns, more aware of our emotional experiences, more aware of uncomfortable bodily sensations, our emotional triggers, it can feel really difficult. I mean, it's so much easier to remain automated and to remain in problem solving mode, in convincing ourselves that we are right and that we are actually doing something that is preventative and that is giving us a sense of control, whereas the reality is there's very little that we have control over, and that is so scary for us to relinquish that idea that we have control over other people and over our environment. The mind never wants to be present. We are always either predicting the future or ruminating over the past. And through, I suppose, contemplative practices such as meditation, we can become more mindful. We can become more present through practicing intention, attention, and I suppose an attitude that is open and compassionate. We can really tap into our internal environment and understand the way that we operate, understand what it is that is causing us the most distress, and I suppose untangle some of the content so that we're not so easily led down the garden path of our distorted thinking. So much of the content that we deal with on a daily basis is causing us so much distress, and needlessly. I mean, most of the stuff that we believe to be true actually isn't. Most of the stuff that we worry about happening never actually materializes. And the more we can be present, the more we realize that in this given moment, the problem isn't as big as we think. But again, as I said, it gives us this sense of control. If we're predicting what it's going to be like, we feel like as if we are actually preventing something from happening, whereas all we're actually doing is taking away from the present moment and potential joy. through meditation, through embodiment, through the ability to become more emotionally aware, we can recognize some of our shadow side, we can recognize some of our triggers, we can recognize some of our unhelpful beliefs and narratives, and we can begin to notice them coming up and take a step back from them. And it's not that we're ever going to eradicate them completely. I mean, this practice of awareness is very much remembering to remember, reducing the time it takes to notice when you are in a painful story or in a construct, and bringing yourself back to the present moment. And it's just something that you become more adept at, but you're never actually going to master it. And it's not about mastering it. It's about meeting yourself with curiosity, meeting yourself with compassion, and trying to live as open-hearted a life as possible. It's only human to want safety. And I mean, this is very much our ego story. It wants us to be safe. It wants us to be secure. It wants us to be liked. It wants us to be desired. And just noticing when we are behaving in a way that is trying to secure those aspects of ourselves, which are generally the behaviors that lead to the most trouble, but because we're trying to control other people's impression of us, or we're trying to control what other people think in some way. And bringing it back to the self, recognizing that it doesn't really matter. It's about just being able to be present, to be able to appreciate your own life, and to live in the now. Ultimately, becoming more aware isn't about securing happiness or isn't about securing peace of mind. It's just about learning how to live in the life that you have, learning how to live in the body that you have. And in that process comes a sense of peace and equanimity. This can be very hard for people to take on board because we are very target driven. We like to have some sort of concrete destination that we can get to, or some sort of level that we can reach. And that's just not how this works. It's basically just an ongoing practice, and it's very humbling, it is very modest, and it is something that you're not going to see any visible results to, but you will feel more content, you will feel more grounded in your life, and you will be able to challenge some of the constructs that you have of yourself, the constructs that you have of other people, which are holding you back from a life of love and kindness and understanding and tolerance. If you would like to find out more about how you can become more self-aware, then get in touch with me on the website. It's fundamentals.ie.